being here and all of your support to our great university. We're here to ask how the movement on women's cancer can contribute to, draw from, and collaborate with the movement on women's health and empowerment, and vice versa. You are going to hear from some of the leading voices on women's cancers, from clinicians, from patient advocates, and from health system experts.
We believe that women's health needs to be considered throughout the life cycle, that opportunities and challenges, in fact, accumulate over our lifespans.
What I wanted to discuss very briefly is really two topics. The first one is the absolute need we have to integrate better the strategies, because we're living at a very complex time in the way the global health agenda is being shaped. What do we need to do then? It's clear to me that the big challenge we have is to completely transform health systems, both challenges, whether it's cervical cancer as an exemplar of an infectious disease, typically a disease of poverty, and breast cancer, a disease that illustrates a very important concept. And that concept is that problems only of the poor are not the only problems of the poor.
Closing divides around women's cancers is a health, equity, and economic imperative. It is affordable and achievable through diagonal approaches and synergistic strategies combining women's rights, health, and cancer platforms need to be developed and implemented.
We have highly effective prevention, early detection, and treatment tools that hold the potential to transform the lives of millions of women. And it's not just a health issue. It's an equity issue, it's a human rights issue.
%, at least in my personal estimation, of all of the research that has ever been done in cancer, 95% of all the people who've ever done that research has all been based on one single hypothesis. It's a wonderful hypothesis. It's brought us many new treatments, but it's only one hypothesis. And that hypothesis, very simply stated, is that a good cell goes bad. A normal breast cell becomes a breast cancer cell. A normal cervical cell becomes a cervical cancer cell. And if you tortured that cell enough, if you sequenced it, if you looked at its genome, if you looked at its epigenome, if you looked at it and studied it itself enough, you'd understand what made it a deviant. And through that knowledge, you could either reform it or kill it. It's a perfectly legitimate hypothesis. However, it doesn't explain a great deal of human breast cancer. It simply is inadequate.
We are here at the crossroads of the Americas, and this symposium is an example. And we want very much the university to partner with growing a consortium of universities and other organizations throughout the entire hemisphere, from Canada to the southern tip of South America. This is a fight for the dignity of women, and as I think about how we can be exemplary institutions, I think to the extent we embrace certainly the scientific aspects, but we also emphasize that we are in this together for a larger cause, I think we will set that example for our societies. Thank you very much for inviting me.